all, welcome back to Triple Goddess Soapery. My name is Angela and today we are making a Frankenstein soap. Let me grab from the microwave, which may or may not be controversial for you, but I'm making this soap, not you. You can choose to use a microwave if you wish, or not. So, we are doing a Frankenstein soap. I've been planning this soap for almost a year. I had some tallow kicking around and some older oils that I really just wanted to use up, and I finally got around to plugging everything into soap calc last night and measuring everything out and getting it all ready. So I'm going to use up a bunch of old oils. I have beef tallow, rice bran, safflower, apricot kernel, kukui, not sure how to pronounce it, macadamia, evening primrose, and avocado. And like I said, these are just old oils that I bought with a plan that I was going to use them someday and never did, so I'm just using them up now in a soap. And I have these little bottles of sample oil, fragrance oils, and I smelled them all together. They smell fine, so I'm just going to dump those in as well. Of course, following the IFRA guidelines. So yeah, we're going to do that. And while we wait for our oils and butters to heat through, because I'm using 56% tallow in this recipe, and it's a really arbitrary number, just simply because it's what I had. And it's basically just what I had, and I wanted to use it up. So, sorry, I realize I'm off camera. That's what we're gonna do. Now, tallow is notorious for being very slow moving. And since I've never made a soap with this much tallow before, and I haven't made a soap with tallow in like 2 years, we're going to be pretty conservative in the way we do things, just to make sure that things don't go sideways. I'm going to use some mermaid green mica because that's one of my favorite colors. So first thing we're going to do is get our oils measured out, and these little 3 ml bottles we're just going to dump in, and then we're going to top it up to 150 grams with the last one that is a bigger bottle. Because this recipe, I basically had like just under, had something like 2,800 grams of oils and butters. So I ended up just topping up, oh, I might not even have enough of this. I do not. Well, that's awesome. That means I need to find another little bottle to top it up with. That is IFRA safe. Sorry, I realize I'm just like staring away from the camera here. Well, let's find one, like most of my oils do have a pretty high usage rate. Well, let's do a little bit of 1,000 wishes just to top it up here. You know what? That gets me pretty perfect, 151 grams. All right, so we're using 5 little bottles of fragrance oils. That's just gonna give us our blend that we want. So there we go. We no longer need our scale. Got our danger water ready, and we got our molds ready. Now I haven't quite decided, do I want to do like a single color in my soap batter, which I'm kind of leaning towards. And you can see here it's pretty milky white looking. So this is 3 loaves of soap. I use 1 scoop each, which is about 2 tablespoons of clay per 1,000 grams. So we're going to do 3 tablespoons of clay. And again, I apologize if I'm not quite in camera. And for goat's milk powder, it's the same. I use about 2 tablespoons per. That's a heaping tablespoon, so that's about 2. And there's another one. So there we go. All right, got all that in. And I think I will just do a solid color. And if I didn't mention it already, this is for personal use. I may give some away to my most loyal local customers, just for funsies. Also too, this is coconut oil free, which I think is fun because I have very sensitive skin, so I don't use tons of coconut oil in my stuff anyway. And yeah, this video is a little different than what I usually do because normally I do the top-down view and I do a voiceover, so I don't know. This is just a little bit different. And let's get this on there. Okay. Get that in. Wipe off a little bit of that mica that's on the handle because, you know, nobody needs that. All right, I'm gonna get this blended in and then we're gonna mask up and glove up and do the rest. Oh, as a side note, I like to blend in any additives that I can into my oils and butters before I put my danger water in, just to make sure everything's well blended. I use just under 2 tablespoons of colorant, and it's giving me a really beautiful color. Just gonna scrape down my sides because there's some powders. I want to make sure we get all the good stuff in. Another thing too, you don't have to worry about bubbles as much because there's no lye water in this yet. I'm also using my more powerful mixer because this is a larger batch. You see how beautiful this is from over there? Let me just bring it over a little bit. Look how pretty that color is. Hope you can see that. All right, so got our molds ready, got our colorant ready, got our danger water ready, and we got our mask ready. Now I just need to blow my nose. All right, let's get our gloves on. Also too, with soap making, I highly recommend wearing all of your PPE, being as safe as possible. Long sleeves, gloves, long pants, closed-toe shoes. And I prefer to wear this face shield because I mean, you should wear goggles, but I prefer the face shield with my glasses because A, I can see better, and B, it protects my whole face from splashback. And it can happen, it has happened, and I was happy that I was wearing my face shield. Now this is a 3M face shield. Sorry, there's something in my mold. And I haven't been able to find a new one on Amazon because it's a little bit cracked. So I bought some cheaper ones and I don't like them. All right, so we are ready to go. We are gonna put our danger water in. And I always like to keep my sink nice and clear so I have somewhere to set this stuff. All right, so we are going to carefully pour that in. And it's nice and full. I like to rinse immediately. And put a bit in there as well. All right. Now, bang the air bubbles out and get started. it's getting thick, but it's certainly not unmanageable, and going with a solid color is really, you know, smart for this. Now I am going to be brave because it is getting thick and just dump my fragrance in, because if I have to be quick getting this into the mold, I want my fragrance in there. Definitely getting thick, that's okay. I just want to make sure that we I don't know if you can see how thick this is, but it has gotten very thick. So I'm just going to take this off, scrape it down, and we're going to hand mix a little bit, and then we're going to get it in our mold. And hope that we are sufficiently emulsified. Now this could be a combination of just all of the different oils and butters I used, just coming together and getting thicker. Could be because it's soaping hotter, but like I said, and it could be because I'm just using a lot of tallow. The tallow generally is a very slow mover. And this is a great reason to use a single color, if I haven't said that already. So we're just going to keep scraping it in here. We are not going to panic. There's nothing to panic over. And it's definitely still workable. Like, there's no worry about that. Nope. Making a mess. Don't want to do that. One thing you want to make sure is not to like spill too much batter everywhere, because you can literally glue your mold to your wooden box, and then it's really, really hard to get it out. Speaking from experience. Okay, we're making a mess, but that's okay. And the batter is quite warm, but again, I never checked the temperature before I start it, so I might have just started pretty hot. Just trying to make sure my mold doesn't get glued. Take this out of my box. All right. I mean, I'm not worried about air bubbles or anything like that because I'm not sewing this. That's another reason why I like taking my time scraping everything out, even though it's super fast moving, because again, we don't mind what it looks like. All right, let's see. Get another cloth here. So I don't know how all you guys can see this, but it is, like I said, it's definitely quite thick in setting up, but I can still play with it a little bit, so that's nice. I don't have to worry about tops being too high or anything like that, or being that even. It might look like I'm making a mess, but it's kind of fun. So I don't like super like pointy tops or anything like that, so I am going to kind of, I don't know, wave it over a little bit. Alright, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. Clean up my edges. And there we go. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my mixer, I'm gonna put it in a bucket. I'm gonna wipe down the top of it here. And we're gonna fill it with hot water and clean it off. Put everything in there. I'm gonna wash our hands. Yeah, even though I'm wearing gloves, I'm still gonna wash my hands and keep my hands clean. Clean off my space a little bit. Alright, now we're going to fill this up with hot water and whiz it around and try and clean it up. Alright, so there we've got that. I'll show you the lovely soap in a minute. It's a beautiful color. Alright. I don't know if you can see that. Just trying to clean the blades off because the outside is easier to clean, obviously. And all I'm going to do is take this over to my sink and rinse it. So now I'm good to go for my next batch of soap. Just put it in there and get another cloth. Definitely clear. we'll do with this water is I'll just leave it probably in the back of my sink for a day or two. And then I'm not worried about any unsaponified oils going down my drain. Now we're just gonna finish cleaning up our counter, all these little bottles to throw away that you probably can't see. And then this, I just set on top of my microwave with any other soapy containers for a day or two. And then once it's all just turned to soap, I wash it. And it's as easy as peasy as that. So this is what the soap looks like. Let's see if you can see. Not too worried about it falling out of the mold because it's nice and hard already. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. All I'm gonna do is stick it over on the side in the wooden box that I use for all of my soap making to let things gel. I'm gonna dry off my counter. And that's it. That's how easy it is to make soap. Even if things don't go quite as planned, like the soap getting super thick super fast. So yeah, thank you for watching. We will be back probably tomorrow for the cut because it should be ready by then. So thanks so much for watching.